The four pillars of heroic leadership.
What comes into your mind when you hear the word leadership? Or when you hear the word Jesuit? Did you ever wonder why they have prospered? Or why did they continue to prosper? In this presentation, we will discuss the fourth pillar of Ignatian leadership, the heroism. But first, let us know how the Ignatian leadership started.
The Jesuit Leadership of Society of Jesus was founded in 1540 by Ignatius Loyola and his comrades. They built the world's largest higher education network without any capital and business plan. Thus, they managed to have 30 colleges up within a decade. By the late 18th century, 700 schools and colleges sprawled across 5 continents. Today, 21,000 Jesuits run 2,000 institutions in more than 110 countries. Years have passed since the founding of this company, and they are still growing, adapting, and changing with the times.
What are the secrets of Jesuit longevity and success? What spurred their creativity, energy, and innovation? How have they succeeded while so many other companies and organizations have fallen by the wayside?
In order to prosper, Jesuits avoided flashy leadership style, but instead they focused more on engendering 4 unique values that created leadership substance. These are self-awareness, ingenuity, love, and heroism.
In other words, Jesuits equip their recruits to succeed by molding them into leaders who understood their strengths and weaknesses, values and worldview, confidently innovated and adapted to embrace a changing world, engaged others with a positive, loving attitude, energized themselves and others through heroic ambitions.
But in this presentation, we will focus more on heroism. In heroism, leaders imagine an inspiring future and strive to shape it, rather than passively watching the future happen around them. Heroes extract gold from opportunities at hand rather than waiting for golden opportunities to be handed to them. It is the act of eliciting great desires.
In Saint Ignatius of Loyola's case, he had encouraged a Jesuit team in Ferrara, Italy, by saying that they should endeavor to conceive great resolves and elicit equally great desires. It was not an isolated sentiment. Jesuit culture spurred Jesuits to elicit great desires by envisioning them heroic objectives. Thus, outstanding personal and team performances resulted in ambitious goals.
Jesuits were also driven by restless energy, encapsulated in a simple company motto, Magis, always something more, something greater.
For Athenian students, magis is the Ignatian value which inspired them to do more of what is asked from them, and to strive for excellence in every aspect of their lives.
For Jesuit teachers in hundreds of colleges, Magis focused them on providing what was consistently the world's highest quality secondary education, available one student at a time, one day at a time. Regardless of what they were doing, they were rooted in the belief that above and beyond performance occurred when teams and individuals aimed high.
The Jesuits built their company in this conviction. They looked to enlist total team effort in something that was larger than any one Jesuit. Yet team commitment followed individual commitment. Each recruit first went through the process of personally shaping, owning the team's goals, of eliciting his own great desires, and motivating himself.
Who comes first in your mind when you hear the word hero?
It can be your parents, relatives, or even fictional and national heroes.
This means that anyone, anybody, someone, and somebody else can be a hero. An example of this is when an athlete receives a gold medal. Athletes who have received gold medals have been renowned across the world, and this is an example of heroism.
For instance, the boxer and senator named Manny Pacquiao, he has received medals for having numerous victories in boxing matches but lost in a few boxing matches against other boxers who have developed rivalries with him. His passion with boxing began at the age of 16, around the year 1995. Even though he grew up in a poor family, he puts God first before doing boxing, with which changes his life significantly, and that has become a world famous boxer and a popular Filipino athlete, which you watch very closely. On each of his boxing matches, he always kneel down in this corner and pray to God. Money is a very good example of applying heroism in our daily life.
The second example is an overseas Filipino worker, or OFW. Even though these Filipino men and women work outside the Philippines, primarily in the Middle East, they have made contributions to the Philippine economy. These Filipino expatriates, separated from their friends and families in the Philippines, can help make our country's economy grow rapidly because of OFWs are large in number. They show heroism because they are mainly hardworking Filipinos risking their lives and even their freedom outside the country. Despite of these instances, OFWs help shape the country's future.
Heroism can be applied when achieving your goals through attempts of trying to overcome challenges that we commonly encounter in life, challenges that prevents us from reaching our goals.
Heroism helps leaders make an aspiring future and reminds them to strive harder in order to shape it accordingly. Leaders make an aspiring future by knowing what they exactly want for their own good. This is all because heroism is in the heart of a good leader for the people. It helps us motivate ourselves and to think on what should we do in order to create an aspiring future.
Each individual can motivate himself or herself through heroism. It lastly encourages us to aim high. Aiming high is to think about what you can achieve. It basically means that we should think further in what we have to do after being imbued with the principle of heroism. Therefore, heroism is considered as the most important out of the four pillars of Ignatian heroic leadership that form one way of living.